Hello, everybody. My name is Ed McClements. I'm a realtor and a certified financial consultant, and I specialize in the area of helping families that find themselves in pre-foreclosure, families that have just gotten a notice of default. This is a scary time for many of those families, and I hope in the next few minutes to show you some very interesting and helpful options that would be positive ways in which to have that notice of default fully paid for, and for you to be able to save your credit, preventing short sales, foreclosures, even bankruptcies that could damage your credit for anywhere from 3 to even 7 years in some cases. So we're going to share some information on a few slides together, and hopefully this will give you some encouragement as to what is possible, how you can end the circumstance that you're in currently. I'm going to share a screen here with us that gives us a chance to look at a PowerPoint presentation. And I'll take just a moment for us to start that. Here we're going to start with a slide that shows us that you're not alone. It may be shocking to know that the real estate crisis truly has not ended for many, many families. Hundreds of families in Orange County, and as we go from San Diego up through the Los Angeles area, it is thousands of families that have all recently received an NOD. And the NOD stands for a Notice of Default. Means that the mortgage company has not received a mortgage payment in more than 3 months. In some cases, 5, 6 months will elapse before the bank will file that notice. Now, that notice is your notification that you now are in pre-foreclosure. I want you to take a look at the map here. This is a map that I just did in the last week, and it was zeroing in on just some of the South Orange County cities, like from Ladera Ranch up to Lake Forest and that general area. Look at all of the green marks here with a big P in there standing for pre-foreclosure. There are many, many people. I just want to give you assurance you're not alone finding yourself in this kind of a situation. Let's explore some of the choices. Here, I have set up a website which is the domain name for it is NOD Help, nodhelp.us. Going to that will help you and maybe other family members, your spouse, or maybe even a neighbor who's going through this, find out some interesting and very valuable information that will give you a solution to the problem you find yourself in. Number one, we have right now a number of families who are trying to buy homes in Southern California, but are not qualified with the standard bank, who is turning down more than 50% of those that apply. So they're looking to buy a home using a technique referred to as an AITD. That stands for an all-inclusive trust deed. And this type of a buyer using that technique will be able to come in and, as we see here, number one, pay off the NOD on your property. Maybe $10,000, it may be $100,000, or anything in between. These buyers have the cash available to pay off your NOD. If you have equity in your property, at this point, they will, in addition to paying out the NOD, they will buy your home and its current mortgage. And if there is equity, they'll start sending you a check The same as the bank receives a check for the balance of the mortgage, your family would receive positive cash income every single month based on, in most cases, about 6% interest of any equity that you still have. Number two, it says here that it's going to save your family's credit. It's devastating when a family loses their credit because it affects everything. It affects all the credit cards that you have, will increase the interest rates. It prevents you from being able to qualify for buying a new car or to lease a car. It damages us for years in many ways and increases the cost of credit if we qualify for it at all. One of the things after going through a pre-foreclosure or a foreclosure short sale, you'll find it's very hard to get into the next home, even if you want to rent. The owners of properties will not look favorably on the fact that you have had a recent short sale or foreclosure. So in the middle here, I just want to give you the encouragement that it's not too late. Okay, you can take positive action right now. And that means that we can stop the foreclosure sale date that you've been notified of. We can have the buyer of your home will pay the full market price for it. And better yet, we know that there's probably not extra funds available to fix up anything that might need minor repairs. They'll buy your home in its present as is condition. This means your family saves that credit for a long time to come. All the debts are paid off and your credit score will recover. So as a certified financial consultant, we're devoting time, our company and our personnel, to meeting with you either by internet, through a seminar like this, or in person at our offices or at your home. There's no charge for it, and all we'll do is show you the different techniques, and if we do have a particular buyer ready for your home, we'll bring that information to you right away. Here's a slide that says that an AITD, another way of referring to it, is really a pass-it-on mortgage. Because the buyer is buying your home and its present mortgage. The NOD is the notice of default, and as I mentioned, it's the first step in foreclosure. The AID buyer shown over here will come in and will make a down payment, which is enough to pay off the entire NOD balance and also part of the cost of transferring the property. So you can be saved from your current circumstances by matching up with an AITD buyer that we have who is ready and willing to buy your home and close on that home in as little as 30 days. The problems for owners with an NOD, let's discuss that just for a second. An NOD, number one, requires immediate action, because you have been notified that they potentially plan on foreclosing, and it tells you the date that they plan on doing that. Owners are facing short sale or foreclosure. You're inundated by real estate agents trying to list your property. But all of those, both of those two actions, short sale or foreclosure, both, the house is sold, but your credit is lost. The owners, in losing their credit, they will have difficulty, as we mentioned, in even leasing another home. The next area is to look at, well, what is this AITD? That's certainly not a new technique. It's been used for the last 40 years, and it's recognized by the California Department of Real Estate. It's a standard form that we use as one of the purchase options of a property. Let's look at just a couple of the descriptions that are shown here. First, it's saying that a buyer can purchase your home and its current mortgage The first step to prevent foreclosure on your home is by paying off the NOD, which is being done by the down payment of the buyer. At that time, an escrow is opened, which will sell your home to the buyer for the full current market value of the home, not at a discounted price. Number two, the second paragraph is saying that the sales price is more than the current mortgage balance. If it is more, that means that you, the owner, has equity still in your home. And the AITD buyer is willing to pay you a check, brand new income coming in month after month during this AITD purchase period, so that you'll have a new source of income. It may be $100, $200, $300, $400 a month, depending on the amount of your equity. The third-party escrow firm is the one that handles all of the details for this, and we use Mission Country Escrow here in Mission Viejo, and they've done hundreds of these types of transactions, and they've worked out very well. On the next page, we've got a couple of other points that's important to discuss, is that the AIT can immediately stop the foreclosure, and it's going to prevent that damage to your family's credit. If the buyer, in some cases, is a real estate investor wishing to buy your property, they may very likely like you to stay in the property as a tenant. And if you did have some of that equity still remaining, that equity can be a source of some or all of your rent payments for the next year, 2 years, depending on the amount of the equity that's still there. So that could be an interesting option for you too. A way to stay in your home, pay off the NOD, and have an adjustment period where your rent is controlled and kept at a very low amount. Solutions for the owners with an NOD is really going to be, we have a buyer who wants to buy a home. An AID buyer will pay the full current value. They will buy your home in the as-is condition. An AITD sale can close in 30 days or even less. The rate of interest, if you have remaining interest or equity in your home, normally is paid at 6%, much higher than any of the other interest rates that are available. They may also, if you're in a position where there is not a lot of cash to work with, the AITD buyer can include up to $3,000, $4,000 of moving expenses for you to help you get relocated in a home that's going to work and be more appropriately sized for the circumstances that if your family, for instance, is downsizing. On this slide, we're seeing the kind of notification that's out there once the bank files the NOD. Everyone who has access to public courthouse records can see the amount of your default. In this case, a family was behind $33,000 and had a projected sale date in February of the previous year. So a buyer would be coming in and paying off the entire $33,000 in this case. This shows the NOD amount. It shows what the market value is, so that we know just how much would be a fair price for the property at time of purchase here. With a buyer interested in your property, this is the kind of form. It's called a letter of intent, in which all of these features would be summarized for you so you can see just how well this could work for your particular family. We've been doing this for a long time. We have really a great deal of interest in, as a financial planner, just giving people input so that you can make an informed decision. You can go down our list of accomplishments when you have a moment, but we have the degrees, the background, and our license to be able to provide this kind of financial service for you. And there are no fees for our service. We're paid strictly by the buyers of the property from their down payment that they're making. Here's our contact information. So let me invite you, just give us a call, send us an email, show this short YouTube video to others that you know and may have the same kind of problem. Let us be of help. It would be a pleasure. And I thank you very much for participating today. Have a great day, and understand you're not alone. There are professionals and there are solutions to the current set of circumstances surrounding your mortgage. Thank you for watching.